17, 13, 1 set, 1 beanie, 27. So why would she put the wrong email?
Hey, my jelly beans. I'm back with another video. And per request, my locks are out outside of my braids just to show you guys the length and the size. Today, I'll be reviewing Curls Kinks & Co. by Sensational, a Kinky Edges wig. It's an 18-inch body wave balayage gold unit. Mind you, this is my first impression of a Kinky Edges wig, so I never knew they came with nigga naps. So I'm so excited to install this. I'm showing you guys the construction of the wig, how much space is between the ear tabs, the amount of combs is 3, and it's a band in the back, so this should be able to fit, but we're gonna see. I'm showing you guys the up close of the Kinky edges because whoever made these edges is super innovative. Like, they look just like my edges. I'm actually gonna get a close-up of my edges to show you guys like how thick and accurate they were when it comes to Kinky edges. Of course, I'm going to show you the braid down I did off camera. I just want to show you guys how they look. They're pretty thick in the back, so we're going to see if this wig even fits or if it's big head friendly. Off camera, I tinted my lace with medium brown tint spray, and I'm showing you guys the construction of the unit again so you guys can see how much you want the lace to match your skin tone. Now, you're going to see me flashing my wrist to show you guys the transparency on the lace after spraying it, and I'm showing you guys that I haven't manipulated the edges yet, and it's just starting to look looking super natural. So I want to plop this thing on as quickly as possible. Now, I will say that the unit is not big head friendly, at least if you have locks that are around the same length or size as mine. You might be a little bit tight in the front because of the hair pulling at the back, but I do love the edges on the wig, so I'll give it a pass. But I will say if you have a big head, it's not big head friendly. The tabs on the side, they kind of come up a little bit, and I was able to save it because it's a Kinky edge wig. I was able to cut the ear tabs. I'll show you guys that later. Now, although this wig was 18-inch body wave wig, because I didn't want to keep the curls, I started brushing from the bottom to the top because you never want to start brushing from the top to the bottom. When you see me brushing, you might can see that little peekaboo lock coming out the back, but we fixed that later on at the end of the install. You'll see me pinning up the hair because you know what time it is. It's time to get into this lace, and today I don't have my NYX white pencil. I usually use the pencil to trace around my hairline, but today I'm gonna just go out on a whim and just do it because I know I have the capability. So we're gonna simply just cut 4 tabs into the lace. This will help us later on so we don't have to cake up all of our adhesive and think that we have to, distribute it evenly all at once. We don't have to do that. We can take our time here. We can be demure. So we're using Kiss Colors Lace Bond again because we're not fucking with Ebon. And I'm going to show you guys how dirty the canister is. I'm going to clean it afterwards, but I just wanted to be transparent with you guys because I thought we were friends. So anyway, you're going to spray your adhesive on each tab evenly. You're not going to do it all at one time. Each tab has its own time frame. Like you see me doing it here. Make sure it's not touching your edges, but you're going to make sure that you're distributing it as much as possible under each tab. Don't do 3, 4 tabs or all 4 tabs at one time. Take your time. Make sure it's categorized. Make sure you're spraying demurely, okay? Not like me, because I'm not demure. You want to be demure if this is your first time. So the same thing you see me doing on the right side of my head, you want to do to the left side of your head. When you see your adhesive starting to run down, catch it as soon as possible and just distribute it upward. Go upward or put it where it's no adhesive so you can just save product and save your face from crusting. So sidebar, while I put the lace adhesive on and put my band on, I just want you guys to be able to feel comfortable commenting or letting me know what you want to see, what wigs you want me to try for you, because my whole reasoning for the synthetic wig series is to find affordable wigs. It's not even enough to live in America these days. So I just want to make sure that we're still able to get wears and good looks out of things, even though the economy is still going up. So if you're not a synthetic girl, kudos to you. I love human hair wigs too. They last longer and they definitely have good quality. It's always about quality over quantity. But I refuse to be forced into consumerism and things that are above my means at the time, or even if they are within my means. Like if I can save more coins, still look good, save my money for, bleaching products and coloring my hair, custom colors and stuff, then I'm going to do that. And nobody's going to stop me. But mind you, it's pros and cons to every wig. So synthetic wig has its pros and its cons, as well as human hair wigs. And outside of wigs, I always encourage you guys to wear your natural hair whenever you have the opportunity. So my comments are open for a community discussion. Now keep it respectful in there. And don't be talking about each other, okay? So back to the install. After I put my Velcro band on, I put my regular band on, and I get straight to the hairstyle. I always put my band on while my lace is melting. My first impression of this unit is it's super thick. It has hella hair on the unit, hair that I do not want to keep on the unit. The curls were super cute, straight out of the box, of course, but after a while of it being on my head, I see that the curls will start to nap up because of the yaki texture. I love the parting space on this unit. Like, the parting space is crazy. I think I'll do like a couple of more styles just because the parting space goes all the way to the back of your head. So that is a bonus in my book. So with the parting space being so realistic, I just automatically thought to make this unit look as realistic as possible. I know they had a blowout unit that's supposed to look just like a blowout on girls who are kinky curly. So I was thinking to recreate that type of vibe with this unit. So before y'all jump down my throat and cry about the curls being combed out, it's just because I want the unit to look as realistic as possible. So for the next few minutes, maybe a minute or two, you'll see me shearing the hair like I usually do to all of my synthetic wearers. I have to remind you guys to get you some shear scissors because shearing your hair will take all of the excess tangles out before you even start wearing your hair long term. Now, this is a yaki texture wig, so of course there's going to be way more hair on the wig and it's going to be way more dense than any other synthetic wig. So I had to take out a lot of excess hair. My technique for shearing is starting from the top to the bottom, and then when I brush, like I told you guys before, I brush from the bottom to the top. And today's video is a little bit more lengthy because I wanted to really show you guys how much hair was really on this unit and how long the install will actually be. So this video will probably be like about 15 to 14 minutes long, but in real life, I'm taking about 2 to 3 hours to install this wig, including me melting the lace, taking the excess hair out, brushing the hair, styling the hair, flat ironing, you know? So don't think that all of this is going to be done in 15 minutes. Mind you, for a regular install that is not a kinky curly wig, it would usually take me like just about an hour or two to finish the full install. But I feel like because this hair is so thick and I wanted it to look as natural as possible, I just tried my best to take my time with shearing and just customizing the hair to my liking. So of course, I'm showing you guys the excess hair that is on the brush after combing through. And this is only one side of this wig. So I just really wanted to show you guys the detail of how long it really took me to finish one side of shearing the hair. So in the next frame, you're going to start seeing me cut layers into my hair with hair scissors. Now, mind you, I love me some Cash Doll and I love those bombshell curls that she does. But I just feel like it wouldn't be realistic for this unit particularly. So bombshell curls, not today. But girl, I'm gonna be looking at your pictures really soon. When I think about a kinky curly blowout, I think about people like how SZA, when SZA actually blows out her hair. I'm not even sure if SZA wears a wig unit at all. So whatever she's doing, she just need to keep doing it because it looks good. But that's the inspiration. That's what I'm thinking about when I started doing this style. So after cutting my layers into my hair, I saw that I wanted to thin out the hair a little bit more. So in the next frame, you'll see me just showing you guys that everything I did to the right side, I'll be doing to the left. So I'm using my hot comb on low heat right now to flatten out the top of the install. And I started to like just pass through the hair slightly just to make sure it's giving that blowout look. And since the wig does have a yaki texture, I was going back and forth from low heat setting to high heat setting, because when you put your comb on high heat setting and you keep it on there for a little bit too long, it starts giving it a wig shine. So I wanted to make sure that that shine was only in the right places, because if it is shiny in any way, you want it to give that shine that is realistic, almost like if you got a silk press and they put hairspray in your hair afterwards. So I rolled down the bands and I started getting really close up on those edges. So the kinky edges that you saw in the beginning, they won't look exactly the same because I'm going to pass through with the hot comb a couple of times. But this is on a low setting, so I don't get all of the kinky edges just straightened out automatically. Now, this is the most realistic wig I've ever dealt with, because these edges are starting to look just like how my hair would look if I was to get a silk press or a blowout. So I was very impressed with Sensational for the edges on this wig. And that was the main reason of me purchasing the wig, just to see if the edges were as realistic as they claim them to be. So I give them a 10 across the board. And I'm really an outre girl when it comes to synthetic wigs. So they really popped out. Sensational, go sensational. So I was so ready to take this band off and cut my lace because it was on for about 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm using a razor, not like an eyebrow razor that you get from the beauty supply store, just to cut the edges of the lace and get it as closely as possible and customized as possible to my own hairline. So I wanted to get into these ear tabs because remember earlier I told you guys that this wasn't a big head friendly unit if you had locks. So because my locks were pulling at the back, I feel like the ear tabs weren't able to melt down. So I just fixed this by cutting both ear tabs shorter, pulling some of my edges out. That's how much the edges match with my edges. That was so crazy. And I just glued down the remaining lace. Remind you, after I cut my lace, I always go back in with product, but for the lace to look this nice on my skin and the edges to look that realistic, when my lace was melted, I just got into brushing the hair. I started feeling like this shit was coming out of my scalp, y'all, so you'll see me start feeling myself throughout the clip. And do you guys see that melt? I love this lace.
So you see me fiddling around with the edges with a spoolie. I try to keep it as natural as possible. I started swooping the edges back with no product on the spoolie at all towards my face as if they were my natural edges. And I think that was the best thing I could have done because they don't look too unnatural. So this was the wig install. I really hope you guys loved it as much as I did. I think this looks super natural. It looks like it's coming out of my scalp. I love the edges. I love the density of the hair. And you guys let me know in the comments, what do you think about this sensational Kinky Edges wig? Thanks for watching, and please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what type of wigs you want to see next.